Hi, everybody. This is Perry Barnhill with the Fearless Acupuncturist. Today, we are going to talk about OIG and an exclusion list and what it means to you and why you need to be aware of it. I want to give a big thanks to the American Acupuncture Council. Go to slideshow, please. Okay, here we go. Understanding and using the OIG exclusion list. This is about performing certain exclusion checks on your staff regarding the Office of Inspector General. Let's talk about that. This is something that we want to check every single month. Now, kind of put it in perspective here for you. We got Health and Human Services at the top, HHS, you've heard of that. And then we have OIG, the Office of Inspector General. Now, they're very, very closely related to the OCR, which is the Office of Civil Rights. And this is where all the HIPAA stuff comes in. These two are basically sisters to each other, and they're so important that you need to be aware of. That's why we're talking about this right now. So what is the OIG exclusion list and why do we need to check it? Okay, so here's what it is. The exclusion list is a list of individuals that the government collects that basically shouldn't be employed in your office if you're accepting any federally funded programs, such as Medicare, for example, or even if you're in some acupuncture networks for PPO, HMO, or insurance networks. Now, if they're on this list, this is something we need to be aware of because we may not keep them employed. This is something we want to ensure compliance with Medicare, Medicaid, like I said, certain contract requirements by regularly verifying employees. Who do we need to check? Okay, now everybody that we need to check is pretty much anybody in our office that's involved in any kind of patient care or has any kind of access to protected health information. So you got your staff that's involved with your patient care, any employees handling any kind of billing procedures or protocols, personnel, like anybody who has access to protected health information. I'm not talking about a janitorial service or a cleaning service. Those folks, though, if you don't know already, they need or you need to have them fill out certain forms such as non-disclosure statements and agreements, because even janitors that come into our office may accidentally see protected health information. And that's something just kind of on a side note that you need to be aware of and you should have protected and you should be speaking to them about. The Medicare exclusion list. This is a list of an OIG website that I want you all to go to. Here it is, exclusion.oig.hhs.gov. You need to go here, and this is where you need to start doing some checking. Go in there and enter your employee's last name and first name. And if you need to, because some people have similar names or same names, use additional details such as their date of birth. If you have other providers in the office, you need to check on them as well to narrow the results. So how do we interpret these results if their name actually pops up? The good news is if it doesn't pop up, they're good to go. You don't need to worry about it. But if one of your employees or your personnel's name pop up, make sure you click to verify and review additional details, again, to make sure it's not the same person that you have in your office. So you can enter date of birth, NPI numbers if they're providers for confirmation. And believe it or not, there's another exclusion list that I want you to check. Even though I'm talking about this and seems like it's overwhelming at least a little bit, it's easy. It's very, very fast. You literally go to those websites, you check in their names, it pops up very fast, and their name's either on there or it's not on there. The other one is the SAM exclusion list. This is the next website you want to go to and just double check and make sure nobody in your office is on this list. SAM.gov. Just go there, check. How to search is very, very similar. You use the entity verification search function. And again, you enter the information of the employee's name or any personnel that you have in your office to make sure they're not on that list. Some verification tips. Provide as much identifying information as possible, again, to make sure maybe you got two people with the same name. Confirm the details and make sure that they match. The last thing I want you all to check is your state-based exclusion checklist. So we got the government, we got the SAM list, and then also double check any kind of exclusion list. And again, just to reiterate this, if you accepting any federally funded programs, you have to make sure that none of your employees or anybody in your office is on this list or even other providers. Because if they're on this list and you hire them and they're employed and they find out, you can get in some big trouble and the fines are pretty steep. So again, where to check for state-specific lists, use your state-specific portal, all righty? And make sure that they're not on that list as well. How to search, very similar. Locate the sections for OIG provider sanctions, and you enter your employee's name and other identifying details if needed and if possible. Reviewing the information. Check details, again, to ensure that it matches the individual. Again, making sure it's not the person in your office. Maybe they got the same name. I know I said that 1,000 times, so just double check. Note any active sanctions or exclusions relative to state Medicaid programs. Here's some best practices for verification. Always verify with multiple data points for the reasons we've just talked about. Cross-reference your results. Check the OIG, the SAM, and state base to confirm accuracy. And just as important, make sure you document everything. As you know, if it's not documented, they will say you never ever did it. So make sure you do that, and make sure you do it monthly. Importance of regular exclusion lists. Compliance meets Medicare, Medicaid, and also many insurance contracts. You have to make sure they're not on this list. Risk management helps prevent potential fraud and abuse. Because if those folks are on this list, it's likely they've been convicted of some kind of criminal action, and there's something going on that you definitely may not want them in your office. All right. Quality insurance ensures that other qualified personnel have access to sensitive patient care and information. So you got to be safe there. You got to protect that information. So here's some next steps. Just to recap, use the OIG website and Medicare exclusion list checks to make sure they're on the list, the SAM exclusion list, and also check your state. Record this in your manual. Make sure you record in your manual because, again, like I said, if it's not checked, it's not done. And you need to do it monthly. It doesn't take long, so just make sure you get in there and you get that done. Additional resources. I went over these, but here's a screen just to check again, different spots you can check. If you don't know if you're HIPAA compliant, the likelihood is that you're probably not. Many providers may have a form or two in the office, and they think that means that they're HIPAA compliant. So this is why we came up with the checklist here. Go over this checklist. Look at the boxes here. If you're not checking every box, the likelihood, it's very high likelihood, is that you're not HIPAA compliant. Make sure you do so because the fines associated with any HIPAA noncompliance are very scary. You can scan the QR code as well. If you want to schedule a demo, you can go to fearlessprovider.com right here as you see, and we can go over a demo with you, show you how the program looks, what exactly it looks like on the inside, how to navigate it, how to have your staff navigate it if you choose not to. If you want to just get started, you can go to fearlessacupuncturist.com. You can get started that way as well. If you want to contact me, if you want to reach out to me because you have questions or concerns or anything like that, please feel free to do so. I am more than happy to jump on the phone, to jump on the site, go over a demo with you and answer any questions that you may have. You can contact me at Dr. Perry at betterhippoablueprint.com. Also, you can scan the QR code here as well. If you got questions, reach out to me, please. I am more than happy to help any and all of you. In the meantime, everybody, have an amazing day, and we will talk to you soon.